Hey guys and gals, and welcome back to Let's Play... I was about to say Mass Effect 3, but no, we're not playing that at all. We're playing Sherlock Holmes, Mystery of the Mummy. For those of you wonderful viewers who are following along with Mass Effect 3, unfortunately, that is actually kind of on hold indefinitely. For those of you who don't know, my Xbox is broken, and I've actually heard that it is dead. It is dead. I may have to send it into Microsoft, though I'm debating it, but that's for an update video. Sometime in the near future, I'm not sure when. Anyway, sad news, I'm afraid. I know, even more sad news. I have actually recorded this before. I've recorded this little bit before, twice, in fact, and managed to get, not that far. I only got, okay, the first time it was about 20 minutes of footage, the second time, because I knew what I was doing, it was like 5 to 10 minutes of footage, so no great loss the second time, but still, hugely frustrating for me to deal with. So, and yet again, it also means that I know what I'm doing. I know how to get out of this room, ladies and gentlemen, and I actually felt really clever. I wish you could have been there with me when I solved how to get out of this room. Basically, one of you very helpful people told me that this room, A, had no switches and levers, but I don't think... Oh! And that is how you get to the door, by randomly clicking in different directions. No, not at all. We'll actually have to come back to this room a little later on, so I'll show you how I actually worked it out then. But for now, let's take a look at this little riddle. There are a few typos in here. Two minor ones. Two very, very minor ones, but it can throw you off when you first read through it. But I'm going to read through it as if there were none. It is better than God. It is worse than the devil. Poor get plenty. Rich need it. If we eat it, we die. What is it? This is actually a pretty old riddle. The reason I knew the answer to this was because when I first read The Hobbit, there was that scene, you'd know it if you watched the movie, the first movie, where Bilbo meets Smeagol, or Gollum, I should say, and they have a riddle off. And that little scene, when I read through it, really got me into riddles, and I just dug loads of them up. And this was one of the riddles that I found when I was like 10-year-old me, and I'm pretty proud to say that I actually think I came up with the answer to this one. I think I figured this one out without actually having to look at the back of the book for the answers. And my screen flickered a little bit, which I really hope doesn't mean that that my recording cut out. Fingers crossed. But yes, the answer is nothing. Nothing is better than God. Nothing is worse than the devil. Poor need nothing, rich need nothing, and if we eat nothing, we die. But for some weird reason, I actually don't understand why this riddle is here, so to speak. Because
it's locked.
Yes, and I first thought that I'd have to type in the answer or something. I don't really have anything that represents nothing in here, but fortunately enough, same person, Nolik LP, gave me the hint that we need to go into here for something. And I spent a good 5 or so minutes just kind of circling around the room, going, what in here represents nothing? Because there isn't really anything. I mean, I tried clicking under this, thinking it was kind of one of those domes or platters. I thought this was hollow at first, because if you look over from here, it looks pretty hollow. But yeah, I went through all of the shelves systematically, clicking friggin' everything. And then, just out of sheer desperation, I figured out that by pure mistake.
Let's see from the beginning.
I figured out by pure mistake we could still interact with this middle cistern pot thing, pedestal, let's call it. We could still interact with it, which meant we had to put something into it. Again, this just spattered on me looking for something to represent nothing, because there's nothing in here that really represents nothing. I thought that perhaps this was an empty box of matches, but no such luck, I'm afraid. In the end, I don't understand the leap in logic with this one. I kind of just went through chucking everything in my itinerary into this little vase. Pedestal. I said we were gonna call it a pedestal. I don't know why I decided to not call it a pedestal.
It seems like Brahman is the key to the mystery.
And I don't understand it. I don't know why. Because, okay, you would think immediately that Brahman translates to nothing, although we have, because I decided to go through this, this letter again, and Introduction to India. India has a very complicated social system, which is determined by castes. The entire society is divided on the castes. The highest is the caste of Brahmins. Very highest. Definitely not nothing, although, that being said, we did have to reverse all of those, when we were trying to solve the puzzle on the wall over here with the seals. So maybe the lowest became the highest and the highest became the low. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It is an insane leap of logic in my mind. So I really can't answer that one for you guys and gals. But somehow chucking that token into that vase has somehow run a current down through the pedestal, under the floor, through this room, into this room, and unlocked that door. But before we get anywhere, we shall solve this puzzle together. Basically, I discovered that, or I worked out there are 4 different directions you can travel in. Each wall, basically. So there's this direction, there's this direction, there's that direction. You get what I'm saying. But, ooh, actually, we're ideally situated. I noticed when I wanted to go in this direction, we got catapulted backwards. So I thought, hey, why don't we try and get back to the middle of the room and try facing the absolute opposite direction. So back to the middle here. So, we're facing the opposite direction of the door we want to go in. Let's try doing this, and boom! Swish! Score! The crowd goes wild! And we're at the door. And it is unlocked, which is amazing. Anyway, this is more or less where I got to. More or less. And pretty soon I'm actually going to save the game, just in case it crashes again and actually stop recording and start it again. Just in case, because the game just decides to keep crashing at this point, and I can't understand why. So, hopefully, this isn't the end of the journey for Sherlock Holmes. Hopefully, there are many more adventures of Sherlock Holmes to come. I may just move on to the next game if this becomes a recurrent problem, but it's too early to say. Let's get problem solving, ladies and gentlemen. As you can tell, we are in a room. It is very, very, very Egyptian tomb-like, which is very odd for the basement of a manor. Somebody was really into their archaeology. There's only one prominent feature in the room, and you would be right. Well, there are 2 prominent features. This, it's a door. They're not even gonna try and hide the fact that this is a door, and I don't know why we have to work our way around to the door. Look.
Where does this door lead?
Sherlock blatantly goes, yeah, this is a door. Because it's way too prominent a feature in too empty of a room to not realize it's a door, especially when there's only one way in here. The question is how to open it. Well, there's only these things here, and if
This stone goes down when I'm on it. Is it a balance?
Major hints. Major hints. I find this interesting because this room was actually really easy of a puzzle to solve after the last room and trying to solve everything in there. Maybe the game is kind of just going, hey, we're going to give you a little bit of a break. And my screen flickered again. It's really worrying. Maybe the game decided to say, we're going to give you a break. Just kind of let you relax a little bit. We know we put you through some hard times. Oh, okay, my screen is flickering a lot. I don't like that. All right, let's try and get this problem solved. How did I solve this problem actually? Let's see. Put you in there, and then we put you down, and we emptied this. And then, hold on. I know what number we need to get this to. We basically need to get it to level 4 in the big bucket, which, if you look closely, the buckets don't have levels on them. Let's put this back down again, and Fill this up with water. No, that goes all the way up to 5. That's frustrating. How did I do this? I played through this bit twice, but I think I was mostly just messing around both times. Let's put this back down, put this in again. Somehow I don't feel like this is the solution. Maybe it is.
Stone
No.
goes down
No,
when
it's
I'm on
not
it.
the solution.
Is it a
Darn it.
balance?
Maybe there is some problem solving for you guys to watch. Alright, so let's put this back in here. Although that's clearly not the solution. We definitely need to put you down. I really wish there was an easier way to put that bucket down. Really do wish. See, I need you to go much lower than that, and that's the issue. And you are going to go way too high, which is again yet another problem. This is weird because the very first time I solved this problem, I solved it really quickly, and I'm embarrassed now. I am blatantly embarrassed. Ah, that was it. That's how I did it. Perfect. Alright. I'm on a roll again. Obsessed Games is back in business. It would be terrible if I accidentally threw all of that water down the drain and just completely forgot what I was doing. Because I'll be honest, I may not have been paying full attention, but I think I could do it. God, every time I watch this cutscene it's scary. Mostly because I think while Sherlock's overlooking it, I just swear the mummy's gonna pop up behind, grab Sherlock's head, and just plunge him and waterboard him into the bath of the bucket and just slowly drown Sherlock. And then game over! Game over, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Anyway, there is a fairly simple problem right here. Let you ponder how we're gonna solve this chess puzzle. It's not a chess puzzle. It's not in the slightest bit a chess puzzle. But first, what I'm gonna do is actually save the game right there, top left. Okay, save the game, go back and cut the recording, and then I will join you in a second. And hello! If I look significantly more defeated, it's because the game crashed not once, but twice, 2 more times, on top of the previous times that we had to deal with this, unfortunately. Ugh. Oh, that is so frustrating. Anyway, okay, you know what? We're gonna dive straight into this. We're gonna place all of these down. I actually looked around the room the first time for no more than a minute. I realized the error of my ways fairly quickly, but I was looking for corner pieces hidden around the room because it seemed way too easy of a puzzle just to kind of be boom and done. Just like, that's too simple. There's gotta be things hidden in this room. There's so much to do in this room.
To lose after being so close to victory.
Oh, hello, man with gun.
I'm
just gonna casually raise my hands.
Holmes, do not turn around. I am armed. Obey me. Hands up.
You're armed? Really?
I am watching
really?
you,
I
and I am
see
ready
the
to shoot
giant
at
gun
any
in your
moment.
hands.
Jonathan Parquet. You should be
Yep.
very glad to meet me.
That douchebag.
The despised nephew
Very
who's looking
clearly
for
a
the
douchebag.
treasure. But I have to tell you, it's nothing compared to the payment I will get when I show the way to the inner sanctuary. I'm sorry to tell you that this time
Sorry.
your deduction
I didn't
has
mean to
fooled
yawn
you.
blatantly on
I have
camera.
always been disgusted with people like you. And I will kill you, although I owe you a great deal. Do not move. Together we will see the untouched sanctuary of my uncle.
Sorry, I knew that was coming. And even the first time I laughed because it's... How many of you you saw that was coming.
My God, what an
Oh,
explosion!
oh.
No, I will not
Okay,
be
no,
able to
okay.
clear that fire.
I need to pause the game, and I need to save it. Oh, actually, I think I have saved it from the last time I went through this. And then I need to cut the recording. And I need to resume the recording. Okay, let's see. How do we get out of
No,
here?
I will not be able to clear that fire.
Oh, okay. Okay. There's scorpions on the ground, basically. There's scorpions on the ground, and if you move without killing them, I believe you die. I forgot to mention that bit. Okay, I'm actually gonna cut the recording here. Sorry for the little cut, by the way, in my little screen. I just kind of blattered on for a little bit, and then changed my mind at the last second, because, you know, I'm human. We can do that. But I want you guys to leave a comment down below, and let me know how you think Sherlock is going to make it out of this. Leave some suggestions. There are poisonous scorpions on the floor that I've got to somehow deal with before the timer on the right-hand side runs out. And it is a very short timer, I might add. Very short timer. So, I guess we will see you next time. But before you go, don't you dare click away. I have some social network links that I need you guys to follow. Well, not need, but if you guys want to stay up to date, those are the best way to stay up to date with, such as my Xbox issues, any recording issues with Sherlock, and I am also, because of my Xbox issues, I am looking into another PC game to LP in the meantime. So, leave some suggestions on Twitter on what games you want me to LP, or in the comments below. Either way, those work. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.